Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. Exciting day for us today.
It is. Big day. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. And, you know, I just have to do a little sports talk. A huge day for football yesterday. All the home teams won their wild card games. The Giants, of course, Eli Manning brought it home for us. He was amazing. Tebow for the Broncos, great day for him. Also, of course, Drew Brees still doing amazing with the Saints. I mean, it's been a really good day, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next as we continue in the playoffs and make it all the way to Super Bowl. And
can you believe Super Bowl is right around the corner?
No, I really can't.
Doesn't
it feel like we just had, like, we were talking about queso dip and Super Bowl parties, and here it is already. And actually, we have to tell you, you guys are really going to want to tune in for our special Super Bowl show. We're not going to tell you why, but trust me, it's going to be a different kind of a show. You won't want to miss that. Good. Yeah, now here's other interesting news this morning. I'm wearing blue in honor of the name of a new baby. Yes, music's hottest couple, Jay-Z and Beyonce, welcomed new royalty into the world. A baby girl on Sunday. Beyonce gave birth to, now this is a little confusing, is it Ivy Blue Carter or is it Blue Ivy? There's been some discussion as to what the actual baby's name is, but I'm thinking it might be Blue Ivy, so I wore blue.
Ivy? Yeah. Okay, so I wonder if the baby will go by Blue or Ivy or Blue Ivy.
Or Beyonce Blue. Yeah, or Blue maybe. Beyonce.
We'll see.
Jay-Z, what? I don't know. They should write a song, like, for the baby's name.
I'm sure there will be something along those lines. But the high-profile couple reportedly rented, did you hear this, the whole 4th floor of New York City's Lenox Hill Hospital for $1.3 million, which apparently annoyed other new parents who couldn't get to their own newborns. So, as well as doctors who couldn't get to their patients.
That's
bad.
They
kind of took over the whole thing there. I know it's royalty to them.
I know. I mean, look,
have some consideration.
Just because their parents are great performers and artists doesn't mean that they should be blocking off an entire section of a hospital. I mean, I just think that's a little bit extreme, and I do feel really bad. I mean, if you just had a baby and your family came to see the baby and they couldn't get to the newborns because of Beyonce and Jay-Z, wouldn't you be so furious?
That would be frustrating. Think about, you know, if Oprah had a baby, there would be gifts in every room.
Yeah, favorite things everywhere.
Tons of stuff, right? Not with Beyonce.
No, I don't know, but there'll definitely be a lot of music in this child's life. So, of course, we'll keep you posted if we get any good baby pictures of the new baby. In the meantime, let's check in with KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez for this morning's headlines.
Good morning, ladies. Happy Monday to you. Good morning to you at home. Topping your morning news headlines this morning, most of the Republican presidential candidates are in New Hampshire campaigning today. They're fighting to win over undecided voters before the critical primary tomorrow. Mitt Romney is heading into the contest on top, but that isn't stopping his rivals from going on the attack.
His record was so great as governor of Massachusetts. Why didn't you run for re-election?
Now, even though Romney has a commanding lead in New Hampshire, polls show he's dropped slightly in recent days. Arizona Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords marks the one-year anniversary of the shooting rampage that left her severely injured and 6 people dead. Last night in Tucson, she attended a candlelight vigil for the victims. She led hundreds in the Pledge of Allegiance. There she is there. Giffords survived being shot in the head. Yesterday's ceremony capped a day of remembrance. All right, listen up. You want to check your medicine cabinets this morning because a number of medications are being recalled. Excedrin and NoDoz that have an expiration date of December 20th, 2014 or earlier are being recalled. Also, Bufferin and Gas-X that expire on or before December 20th of 2013. Take those out of your cabinets as well. There could be broken pills from other medications inside. Not good. All right, an important traffic alert this morning to tell you about. Get ready to see more construction barrels around the Lead Coal Improvement Project. This morning, the intersection at Lead and Carlisle is closed in both directions and will stay that way for about 3 weeks. Now, no one is going to be allowed through that area. Instead, you can take Girard, Yale, or University. The entire project, which costs, by the way, about $26 million, is set to be done this spring. How would you like some free food for you and your family today? Sounds good, right? Panda Express is opening a new restaurant at Coors and Rio Bravo in Southwest Albuquerque today. And from 11 to 8 o'clock, you can go there and get a free meal that includes 2 entrees and a drink. No joke, no strings attached here. It's only at the new restaurant and only today. That wraps it up for your morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt Morrow, Kristen Van Dyke, and myself every weekday morning from 5 to 7 a.m. on KRQE News 13. Ladies, sending it back to you.
Thank you. Everybody likes some free food now and then. Yes. Not a lot of things free in this world. I'll take it what I can get.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, now it was a very big week last week. You may remember that Friday was New Mexico's 100th birthday.
On Friday, ABQ Ride asked New Mexicans to honk their horns at 11:35 a.m., which was the approximate time President William Howard Taft signed New Mexico into statehood a century earlier. Wow.
So nice. That was a big day.
It was a big day.
And it's a day that a lot of pride, you know, a lot of pride for the state, a lot of pride for all the things that have just continued to evolve throughout the century. And I think it's just going to continue to keep getting better. And people visiting and really, really excited about New Mexico. I like that we're getting a lot more national attention.
And it's something I hope that we celebrate all year, really. It's a special year for New Mexico.
Definitely.
We should celebrate. And in recognition of the state's 100th birthday, the United States Postal Service issued a commemorative stamp to New Mexico.
That's cool.
The stamp art shows a landscape in northern New Mexico by artist Doug West. Isn't that really pretty?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, New Mexico statehood is being issued as a forever stamp. Forever stamps are always equal in value to the current first-class mail 1-ounce rate. The stamps are now on sale post offices nationwide or online at USPS.com. So you got to go get the stamp.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And you have and those forever stamps, I mean, they completely make sense because the prices are going up all the time on stamps. So why not just get the one that you can use forever, literally, right? Now, the next story that we're going to talk about is really interesting. It's getting written about in newspapers across the country this morning. Now, we all remember our high school senior yearbook photos, right? We usually want to forget about them. My hair was about, it wouldn't have matched up to the screen. I think it would have just gone right overboard.
Mine was frizzed out to, you know where, like, whew.
Big hair.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. What this one girl did is causing quite the controversy in Durango, Colorado.
Right. Take a look at Sydney Speed's senior picture. Keep in mind, she's just 18 years old, and she's wearing a black scarf tied, if you look at it closely, tied around her top there, and a yellow skirt. It's been yanked from the yearbook after school administrators. They told her that the photo violated school dress code, and I'm sure it does, and they told her to find a more appropriate picture.
No, she's arguing that she was just trying to exercise her right to freedom of expression. Now, go to Facebook for that. The student and her were seen protesting the decision last week in front of the school. They plan on getting a lawyer involved. So, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I remember, I don't know about you, but in high school, it wasn't, I had plenty of photos of myself that I thought were a lot better than my senior picture, but I couldn't submit them. Either you got the picture at school with the portrait photographer.
Right, that's what
that was it.
Yeah, we didn't have any other options. It was
No other
always
option.
with the portrait, and we had to wear, you remember the senior year, you had to wear the black,
horrible
what looked
black
like
shirt.
Her scarf, but except it covered her whole top.
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
It wasn't just a little band around the top. Yeah.
I think I did a little bit of this, though, just to give it a little bit of flair. I think I pushed it down a little bit.
You know, I kind of feel bad for her in a way, but I totally agrry that should not go in the yearbook.
There's
so
enough
we'd love
places
hear
to
from
post
you.
your photos.
Yeah, let us know. Now, if you're afraid of heights, like me, turn away because this next video you see may make you a little dizzy. An Australian tourist escaped step after a bungee jump mishap. Watch the rope there. It's about to snap.
Ooh.
There it goes. See it?
You know what? She fell into actually, it happened in Zimbabwe, okay? Erin Langworth was her name. Fell into the Zambezi River on New Year's Eve after her rope snapped. What a horrible way to start the year. She slammed into the water after falling more than 65 feet, then struggled against the rapids of the river. Now, eventually, she did reach the bank and was able to crawl out.
Look, went black straight away, and I felt like I'd been slapped all over.
Alive. I can't believe she's alive, Kristen.
Yeah, I bet. Langworth spent a week in the hospital, but miraculously was not seriously injured. Can you believe that? Watch, I just can't believe. Watch it just snap.
Oh,
isn't that scary?
God.
I mean, thank goodness it was water, though. When you fall from heights like that water can feel almost more like cement, and you can see what it did to her skin. But amazing that she didn't have any more injuries than what she had.
Brain injury. I mean, I'm telling you, this just confirms and validates why I will never go bungee jumping ever.
Yes.
I don't care what the weather is, but I am glad that it didn't snow this morning in Albuquerque because it was easy to get to work.
Yeah, it was. Not bad at all. Just a little cloudy out there this morning, and we're still tracking some snow down across southeastern New Mexico. You can see the clouds here in Ruidoso, and the roads may be a little slick at times, so you're definitely going to want to slow down, but they're doing a pretty good job of keeping the roads clear. You can see the snow mainly on the sides of the road there. I-40 at Klein's Corners, there have been difficult driving conditions reported here. We're not going to see any more snow on top of what fell yesterday, but just be careful and keep that in mind that there are going to be slick spots on I-40 out this way, so just be careful and slow down if you're going to be doing any traveling there. South and east, you can see just east of Roswell over toward Hagerman and east of Carlsbad, snow showers continue to come down over toward Tatum, Lovington, Hobbs, and we'll continue to see on and off snow, and we'll occasionally from time to time get a few flakes into Carlsbad and Roswell, so we may see an inch or two of snow in some of those locations closer to the border, but not a whole lot. And then south central New Mexico along I-25 south of Socorro, well south of Socorro, we'll continue with on and off snow showers there, mixing in with some rain, and also for the Sacramento Mountains as well. So the clouds clearing on out for northern and central New Mexico. They'll hang tight in the south, but the showers that we have around right now, those will be quickly moving out of here. In fact, by lunchtime, we'll be just about done with it. You may see a few lingering flakes, but that's going to be it for you. It is pretty chilly out, though. 32 in Carlsbad now, 34 in Roswell, and we're in the low 30s here in the metro area. We are going to see more sunshine, so that will mean warmer temperatures for Albuquerque, 47 the high today, but down in the southeast where the clouds will linger, temperatures will struggle to get out of the 30s. Your 7-day forecast here for Albuquerque, a dry work week ahead for us. We'll be looking at a lot of sunshine for tomorrow with highs in the upper 40s, still chilly at night with overnight lows in the 20s. We'll stay dry through the work week, and then this weekend for Sunday, we'll be watching for our next chance for showers.
Thanks, Kristen. And you know, it's vitally important for you to take good care of your oral health while you're pregnant. Pregnancy causes hormonal changes that increase your risk of developing gum disease, which of course can affect the health of your developing baby. Fortunately, Dr. Martin Goebbel of Southern Boulevard Dental is joining us this morning with suggestions for making sure you have good oral health before, during, and after your pregnancy. Good morning, Dr. Goebbel.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Great to have you back. An important subject. Lots of expecting mommies out there. And so we want women to be able to be proactive, and so they need to have a full oral examination before getting pregnant. Is that what you'd recommend?
That's always a good idea.
Okay.
If you're thinking about becoming pregnant, having an exam to check for cavities or broken teeth or gum disease is always great.
Do it beforehand.
If you get your mouth healthy and your whole body healthy before you become pregnant, you're going to have a much easier pregnancy.
Now, sometimes, of course, once an expecting mother is pregnant, she starts thinking of all the things that maybe she needed to do beforehand, but now she really wants to focus on because she wants to maintain that good health for her and her expecting child. So what does the expecting mother need to tell her dentist?
She just needs to tell him that she's wanting to become pregnant or that she is pregnant.
Right.
Pregnancy, because of the hormonal changes in the body, can make the gums very susceptible to any plaque or tartar that's being left on them.
Interesting. Okay.
When that happens, the lining of the gum breaks down, and this can allow bacteria to get into the bloodstream.
Wow.
It also triggers an immune response in the mom that can be hazardous to the child.
Well, what causes gingivitis during pregnancy?
The fact that the gums become hyper-susceptible to the plaque.
Okay.
So...
Well, does this affect the fetus? I mean, and if so, how?
Well, because of the breakdown of the lining in gingivitis, the lining of the gum, bacteria can enter the bloodstream. Now, you have the placental barrier, but there are certain bacteria that can cross that barrier.
Okay.
So you can affect the unborn that way. You can also, because of the stress on the immune system to the mom, it makes growth of the unborn much more difficult.
So how would you treat gingivitis then during pregnancy? What would be the treatment?
Well, increased oral hygiene.
Okay.
In other words, brushing more, flossing more at home.
So more than your normal routine?
Exactly.
Okay.
During pregnancy, you probably do snack a lot more.
That's a good point.
Okay. So pretty much every time you eat, you should also try to get in and clean things out. If you're not brushing, then at least try to do a rinse of some sort, and preferably none of the alcoholic rinses or the
good point.
just salt water.
Really?
is actually one of the best things you can use.
That's good
and not
advice.
a high concentration of salt. When you're mixing the salt water, half a teaspoon of salt in 8 ounces of water is about what the concentration you want to use. And you swish with it, it's bacteria static, it's natural, it has no effect at all on the unborn.
That's interesting. I mean, obviously, the more salt, the more bloated, and nobody wants to get more bloated than they already feel.
Right.
And you mentioned your diet, you mentioned eating, so let me ask you this. What diet would be best for a baby's developing teeth and gums and bones?
The healthier the diet for the mother, the healthier it's going to be for the child.
Well, I know calcium is generally one of the most recommended things.
Well, calcium, yes. It's one of the nutrients that the developing fetus needs. As far as treating the gingivitis, the increased oral hygiene at home helps. Having your teeth cleaned more frequently during the pregnancy.
So instead of your normal maybe twice a year, you'll want to do more than that?
You might have them cleaned, depending. Your gums will bleed when you have gingivitis.
Right, they're more sensitive.
The bleeding is the gums crying. It's asking you, get in here and clean me. It's like a cut on your finger.
Sure.
If you have a dirty cut and don't clean it, it will never be healthy.
Good point.
So the other thing that we use in our office, because antibiotics are kind of contraindicated for the treatment of the gingivitis, is the laser. The laser does local eradication of the bacteria. It kills the bacteria locally and helps to reduce the amount of bleeding.
Well, let me ask you, is it possible that during the pregnancy that there's a point where maybe dental treatment should be avoided?
Normally, if it's not emergency treatment, we try not to treat during the first trimester.
Really? Okay.
Right. That's a very critical time when any stress to the mother can cause miscarriage.
Wow. Okay.
Second and the beginning of third trimester, we will treat, but reserved.
With caution.
With caution, yes, ma'am.
Now, as far as food goes, you were giving us some ideas, and you said, to stay healthy. Would you say that there's anything in particular that somebody should avoid, besides too much salt or alcohol, of course?
The diet is the same that what a healthy individual would eat. You don't want to eat a lot of fat. There's some articles out there that are now saying that if you consume a high degree of fat during pregnancy, your child's more likely to become diabetic in the future.
Wow. There's so many reports, it's just how do you know what to believe sometimes. But one thing that is always true is that you just want to take the best possible care of yourself. And as you said, take better dental care and visit a little more frequently.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the deal. And that's really helpful to all those expecting mothers out there. And to reach you, Dr. Goebbel, all they need to do is
call me at 892-8600 or visit our website, www.sbdental.com.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Dr. Goebbel. Great information as always, and we'll see you next time.